WWE superstar Seth Rollins recently spoke with WWE on Fox's digital team and opened up on his signature move, the Curb Stomp. Rollins made it clear that he can't take credit for inventing the move, and added that he stole the move from a Japanese in-ring legend. "I will say, first of all, I can't take credit for inventing the move. I did not innovate to maneuver. I stole it, yanked it, from a Japanese legend, Naomichi Marufuji. He used it to expertise for years. So I took it from him and I was kind of using it as a setup move for a long time." Rollins further said that he used the move on Tyson Kidd once, and the latter was so impressed with it that he advised Rollins to use it as his finisher. Kidd believed that the Curb Stomp was the kind of move that could be executed at any time, and didn't take a lot of setup. Rollins has been using the Curb Stomp for a long while now. He won the Universal title in the opening match at WrestleMania 35 by hitting a low blow on Brock Lesnar, followed by a superkick and 3 consecutive curb stomps. Rollins has also used Triple H's pedigree on various occasions during his WWE main roster stint. Hall of Famer Mark Henry recently made some incredibly bold comments on the Busted Open radio show, directed towards NXT Women's Champion Rhea Ripley. Henry compared her to himself when he was 23 years old, and added that Ripley's going to transcend wrestling in the next 15 years. He then compared Ripley to some of the biggest superstars who have ever stepped foot in the squared circle, including The Rock and John Cena. "She'll be the next Rock. She will be the next John Cena. She will be able to be the next Batista. She should be able to go outside of wrestling and make a living because she'll be a big mainstream star." Ripley gave a star-making performance during Survivor Series weekend, by first winning a War Games match at NXT TakeOver, War Games, and then pinning Sasha Banks to win a 15-women triple threat Survivor Series elimination match at the namesake PPV the following night. On the December 18th edition of WWE NXT, Ripley defeated Shayna Baszler to win the NXT Women's title, and has become the first female to have won both the NXT Women's and NXT UK Women's titles. All Elite Wrestling's World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho recently responded to a fan's tweet which suggested that a match between Jericho and Seth Rollins would be legendary. The fan had originally responded to a tweet asking fans to create their dream WrestleMania match, and said that Jericho vs. Rollins would be a contest for the ages. Jericho noticed the tweet and was in agreement with the fan. Both Jericho and Rollins have had an amazing 2019. While Jericho signed a lucrative deal with AEW earlier this year, Rollins kicked off the road to WrestleMania with a Royal Rumble win. Jericho is currently the AEW World Champion, and Rollins is back to being a dastardly heel on Monday Night Raw. SmackDown Tag Team Champion Kofi Kingston recently spoke with Newsweek and said he might be looking to retire after his new 5-year WWE contract expires. "I've definitely thought about that," Kofi said when asked if he's thought about hanging the boots up after the deal is done. 5 years is such a long time away, but you'd be a fool if you didn't plan ahead. It's really early to say, but at the end of this 5 years, it might be the end of my career, not just from an injury or physical perspective, but just not being home. Being away from my kids is very difficult. WWE's wellness policy pertains to the full-time roster. It's been a while since Triple H was a full-time WWE superstar. During conversations with the big guy, Ryback discussed WWE's drug testing policy. He gave some very detailed procedure. Then the big guy revealed that Triple H is excluded from all testing that occurs. Hunter, there's no way. And if he is, he'll do one as a publicity stunt. Hunter's whole career has been made on steroids. That's F*** King, I grew up watching the guy. Without them, he doesn't exist in pro wrestling. And I grew up loving him as one of my favorites, and that's what it is. It is very biased what they do there and all that. But the policy in and of itself, I love it. I wish they had strict drug testing policies in all of wrestling. Triple H enjoys a lot of perks in his current role within WWE. Apparently, not having to submit to a drug test is part of the upside of being the game. WWE and All Elite Wrestling are in a war, as per the fans, and the debate about which is the better show on Wednesdays will never end. With WWE's NXT and AEW Dynamite airing on the same day, the race for ratings and viewership will be a long one. The WWE Hall of Famer claimed on SiriusXM's Busted Open Radio that he enjoys watching AEW Dynamite more than NXT. He added that he finds the show better than Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown as well. Here's what Henry had to say: "I watch AEW and NXT, but I have been enjoying AEW more, and it's better than both Raw and SmackDown."